I'm going to turn both of these runners loose, Aquas and Xexzy, so stand by for that.
All righty. One thing to keep in mind, you look at the leaderboard, both of these people PB'd today. So there's a good chance that what you're looking at, they're a little higher up. So, you know, um, interested in seeing where this goes. Interested in seeing where this goes. Again, seasoned within the game versus seasoned in a plethora of games other than this one. So it'll be very interesting in seeing how those two types of knowledge stack against each other.
All right. You said that Xexy got a PB today. What did his PB time end up being? Because I don't see that on the speedrun leaderboard.
I don't know the exact frame count, but 544.
Gotcha. Okay, so here we go. Game number 1 between Aquas and Xexzy. Let's see if both of them get their opening Razor Shield. They do.
So another thing to point out, Aquas is actually playing as player 2.
Interesting, and I only know of one other contestant who does this strategy, and that's, of course, our very own Jackamus Wedge. So, it really doesn't matter one way or the other. I know there's one thing regarding the bonus room where if you play as player 2, you have an opportunity to gain a little bit of extra time. I mean, I know it's not much. Bryce, we were talking about it the other day, but some people just are superstitious that the spreaders come out on the right side as well. So we'll see how that comes into play.
Yeah, I was discussing this with some people the other day. I think it's only necessarily that you might get 8 frames of an advantage out of the secret room. Other than that, so in this game, you're not really talking much.
No, not at all. So we'll see how this plays out. But yes, so every time that Aquas takes a death, he'll spawn from the right side as opposed to the left side for most of the other runners. And again, when Jackamus Wedge does do his match, you'll see the same thing. There's the orb. First one goes to Aquas.
Yep. The only other possible benefit you get is if you die right when a room ends, you don't have as much of a distance to travel to get out the door.
It is a 6-second lead right now for Xexzy as the drops favored him a little bit more than Aquas. However, again, if Aquas can keep that orb healthy, he could gain an edge on Xexzy going into Total Carnage.
Absolutely. The orb, it doubles your firepower, and it also, by rotating, gives you almost an entire lane of shooting power. You couple that with just a little bit of wiggling.
Very good. Aquas gets a Razor Shield, so that'll give a peace of mind for the rest of this room. Just has to take down the rest of the travelers. They got a little bit out of control for Aquas. 206 for Xexzy. Aquas just going to use the Smart Bomb just to give him a breather. 213, so he only lost a second. But more importantly, he's got the orb. Can he keep it here in Total Carnage? That's not a good opening drop. Meanwhile, Xexzy doing all with what he can without the orb. He's getting a spreader drop.
Yeah, I mean, this is a place where you could start seeing that coupled with that Razor Shield that Aquas just picked up. This can lead to some benefits. Now a spreader, it's not as good as Rockets, but it definitely clears the room fast.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good drop to have when you're Aquas, when you've got that orb. Now the only question is, can you get weapons? But now here's an orb for Xexzy, so that's going to help him maybe try to keep pace. We'll see how this plays out in terms of the weapons. Key for both of them. That's not what you want to see. But Aqua's doing a really good job maintaining that middle. Now a spreader drop. This is good. Rockets, though, for Xexzy. That's better. And he is going to clear Total Carnage first. The weapon's just slightly favoring him. It's about a 309. And an Aquas 316. So still a 7-second lead. It's time for some product placement.
Taco Bell, product placement with Taco Bell.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, though. Good start for both of these runners so far. Very close between these two now. Xexzy does have the advantage. As you can see, he's got a little bit of a clip left of those rockets, and he's able to take down both gunners just with that little bit.
Yep, had basically one extra shot more than needed and used it perfectly. He hit both gunners and down the aisle.
Now, Aquas does get a Razor Shield, and he's trying to do his best to take down the gunners. Now he's going to go for the middle here. Meanwhile, Xexzy gets a spreader drop. He's keeping the middle. Both gunners down. So again, both players doing a really good job with their movement and keeping the orb intact. And then the commentator's curse. Sorry about that, Aquas.
Yep, Xexy also using the orb to deflect some shrapnel as he was moving out of that corner. I don't know if that was on purpose. I'd like to think it was.
And Xexy's going to take a bigger lead. Can Aquas get to those rockets? He does. But Xexy's going to have a lead. There's the orb back for Aquas. He can gain the middle again. And he's not going to be all that far back, but a spreader. Xexy going for it. He's going for it.
Oh, I didn't see the spreader at the top.
He's
Nice.
right there, yeah. He went for the spreader, but what a move there by Xexy. Aqua's going to be about 25 seconds back, but Xexy
Popping
gets
the arm.
Yep. And there's another spreader. Now, that would be a great location for Aquas.
Absolutely.
It's not really a great location for Xexy. He's going to try to get manual in. There's a key drop for Aquas. Not going to like that.
Yeah, and if you can, the one benefit Xexy had is that he was on the right side. For some reason, Mutoid Man on the right side is just a little more forgiving when you do a manual. You have like 1 or 2 more pixels to play with.
Unfortunately, the Trolltoid Man blocking the weapon off from Aquas. Now a lobber drop. Now a lobber drop for Aquas. Now Aquas needs to see a spreader come up soon.
Yeah, Xexy's 3 forms ahead at this moment. Little more now that, okay, so Aquas is popping off an arm. So yeah, a little under 3.
Yep, and the penultimate form now for Xexy. If he gets a spreader right here, this is going to be game.
Yeah, and this is the form that you want to see a spreader on.
Aquas, like a split second too late for that lobber. This may be the end of game number 1 here.
Yeah, Xexy now on final form with lobber still going. It would take a miracle at this moment.
Oh, absolutely. But there's an invulnerability, but a spreader needs to show up, and it needs to show up right now for Aquas. Unfortunately, that lobber is probably going to be the end of this. Actually, just needs to land a couple more shots here, and he's going to take game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, ignoring...
There it is.
Yeah, ignoring exploits and whatnot, the lobber is the weapon you want to have anyway. So when you're on that final form where there is no exploit of attack, then lobbers are what you want.
And another bad drop there for Aquas. So far, there's a spread. Now he's going to do it. Okay, this is going to be good. It is going to be too little too late, but he could still sub 7. With a good finish here. Final form now. Aquas, good move. Grab the key. Wait for the next drop. Open something. Come on, game. There is no pleasure dome. Come on, game. There is no pleasure dome. It's a key. That's 3 in a row. I thought that was a key for a moment. I thought that was another key. And he only needed a couple more hits.
Only 2 or 3 more hits, and that was it.
Yeah, the game just took away sub 7 from Aquas there. Brutal, but still good performance by him.
Yeah, strong showing from both of them. Xexy taking the win. Started out a little rough. Xexy wasn't getting the necessary drops kind of in the first half, but pulled everything in the second half and had a beautiful showing at the end.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, these two are eager to go for game number 2, it looks like. Xexy is ready to go. Let's see if Aquas can equalize this match or if Xexy takes a 2-0 lead. Man, oh man. I'll tell you what, again, it was close going into tank trouble. I mean, Xexy just had real good movement that entire time. And to me, that's what won him that match right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Movement's very important in this game because if you got to learn how to dance with your orb, dance around your orb, keep your orb still so you know how to maneuver around guys with the orb. Xexy's definitely been putting in that work lately. And then even, when you lose the orb, it provides a whole new avenue of ways you can kind of move in and out of enemies. So even that type of movement's very important. So, yeah, I mean, the way you move and put in what I call footwork in this game is one of the most important things. And LOZ already giving him the countdown. I love how rapid this match is firing out.
Absolutely. Game number 2 about to begin between Aquas and Xexy. Xexy did have the weapon advantage in Mutoid Man. Let's see if the RNG can flip the script or if Xexy can take a 2-0 lead. Again, this is just the opening match for them. No one will be eliminated. So let's find out what happens as game number 2 begins between Xexy and Aquas. Here we go.
So, Area 1, or Arena 1, excuse me, just As we've said before, it's just maintaining that tight circle. In my opinion, you ignore all these drops around you because your third drop popping up, as you can see on Xexy's side, is a nuke that will
He's going
time
to go for
perfectly.
it. Did he do it? He
Yep.
did. He's going to take the whole shot then. Otherwise, it would have been very close. Good movement there. So Xexzy with the 39, Aquas with the 42, about a 2.5-second lead. But let's see what happens in collect power-ups. Opening drop is going to mean everything here. Xexzy starts off with both of them have an invulnerability, so nothing to write home about.
Yep, but at least it's keeping it even. It's not giving either one of them an advantage yet. Xexy getting a razor shield, which is definitely helpful, but they both get a razor shield. All right.
Opportunity. You love to see that. Vulnerability versus a smart bomb. Xexy going to use it. Now a spreader for Aquas. Doing a good job keeping the middle. Neither one
But
of
on
them
Xexy's side, just ignore it. That's what I would do at that point.
Not really a good weapon there, but it's pretty close to even. Oh, Aquas went the wrong way, so that's going to
Yeah.
cost him a second. Otherwise, that would have been even. 127, 128. Still no orb.
Yep, and that shows you if you're going to be getting out of the center in a certain room, especially near the end of it, make sure you're getting out towards the door.
It happens. We've seen that happen many, many times. But there's the first orb of game number 2 belongs to Xexy.
All right, and as you saw, Xexy killed off one of the shrapnel, but he did have 4 on the screen for a little bit of time, so he probably has already lost a second. And in this room, there's no way to get that back.
Right, and Aquas, they're starting to get out of control for Aquas as well, those shrapnel dudes.
Yep. Again, this room, it kind of weirds people out because it's the only room that has different rules. But if you follow the same rules, it'll be fine. Just stay in the middle and control it.
Yeah, the problem was that Aquas just didn't really get any good drops there. He played it quite well, just nothing to compliment him there. Spreader for Xexy, more vitamin R left, followed by a spreader here. But again, the longer Aquas goes without an orb, the harder it's going to be for him to keep up with Xexy right now. Because again, you're looking at someone with a 544 as their PB. You know, they put in the time, so you don't get that weapon drop, you're going to find yourself behind the 8 ball. So Aquas needs to start seeing some weapons here.
Yeah, Xexy also has the dangerous combination of not only street smarts in this game, but also the book smarts.
Good smart bomb use there for Aquas to give him a breather. Ooh, grenades on the feet. I don't know if he was going for that intention or not, but he does get rewarded with vitamin R. However, it is going to be Xexy into the bonus room first, 305. But there's an orb now for Aquas. Can he keep it? That's the question. Has rockets to go with it, followed by a key.
Yep, so quite a commanding lead as we can see from Xexy. He was in here at 305 and now 320.
In 17 seconds, which, I mean, is not out of the realm of possibility. But
oh, no, anything could happen. He could take 2 deaths in this room, and now we're back to even.
Exactly. Opening drop for Xexy is, it's grenades on the feet!
You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
And somehow he keeps that orb intact. Crazy.
Yeah, he played that very well and somehow made it work.
I have no, well, all you had to do was say something.
Yeah.
He loses the orb. Now, this drop important for Aquas. Oh, it's a foot. He did have a little bit of spreader left in the clip, so that's going to help him take down one of the gunners.
Yep, going in the corner. I don't know if we're resyncing.
Watch
It looks crazy for a second.
Oh, so close, but Aquas just got clipped at the end there. Rockets for Xexy. Grenades for Aquas. Then he takes a death there. There's an orb for Xexy with the rockets. He'll get the middle of the room back. And this is where Xexy won the race last time. And it looks like he might be doing the same thing here.
Yeah, I mean, you do definitely get handed a little bit of difficulty of this game in Total Carnage, but this is the room that really, it kind of makes or breaks the run. Once you learn how to deal with Total Carnage, no matter how much you do this room, it never gets easier.
Now, 430 for Xexy, and that lead's going to widen, I would imagine. Now, he's got a spreader, but that's not a good location, but he's going to try to get that manual in.
He just neo'd some of them bullets. I don't know how he did that.
Yeah, Neo Anderson in the house. He's trying to get that man, but then he gets run over at long last.
Yeah, I find in that situation, sometimes it's just better to keep blasting.
Oh, my goodness. The favorite. RG is favoring the favorites there. Another spreader up. And the problem is the gunners are still there. So it makes it tough, and he does die there. 5:07 for Aquas. He's 37 seconds back. Anything is still possible. If he can get a spreader in a good location, he may be able to gain some ground.
Yeah, I mean, it is one form ahead, just walking in 2 forms now that I say that, but, I mean, it's still possible.
Rocket's a good drive to take down the Gunners. There is, oh, I thought that was a spread. That's not a spread. That's another route. That is a spreader. I was wrong, but he missed it. Oh, once again, how many times have we seen this today? Just missing the invulnerability, or just missing the spread, and the next one's an invulnerability.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. The game just loves to laugh.
Oh, it certainly does. And look at this. Xexzy
Xexy.
getting a spreader, pretty good location, and it comes toward him too.
Yep, just to give him a little bit more shield to work with.
Final form already. This is going to be over with. Just needs to land these lobbers. And that's going to be game number 2 for Xexzy. Just had
There you go.
enough. Wow. Xexzy with a hot time here.
Yep, head pop off at a 6'11", so that means we're probably going to see like a 23-ish.
That's a sub 2-minute mute to him, man. That is 1 minute and 53 seconds. Pretty good.
Definitely coming in under that 6:30 mark. Aqua's still making some work with the grenades now. Notice that he took out that, and that's a situation where I would definitely recommend killing the shrapnel. Most of the time, it's kind of worthless to kill shrapnels, but he was definitely in a pinch where any further movement would kill him. So that's when you really do want to take a moment to clear out your way.
There's a spreader, but too late now for
Yep.
Aquas. He took the death, but he didn't realize. I tell you what, if he was still in the penultimate form and then he would have gotten the spreader, he could have gotten some serious transfer damage. And tough break there for Aquas.
Yeah, for those of you watching, the exploit with the spreader only works up until this final form, but if you can still do it as it's transitioning into this form, it will continue to exploit damage off of this form.
And there it is. Aquas will take it the finish. But it is Xexzy who takes a 2-0 lead in this best-of-5 match. One more win, and he moves on to the second round of the winner's bracket.
Yep, Xexy's been putting in the work, and it's been showing.
Absolutely. And again, the room that enabled him to kind of put it away was, once again, tank trouble. And that's been the room where Xexzy has shined. Aquas needs to tighten up his tank trouble. I mean, the rest of his Arena 1 play has been solid, but he's got to tighten up his gameplay in tank trouble if he wants to keep pace with Xexzy.
Yeah, that room is definitely, it's a little different than the rooms because they're throwing the enemies at you quicker, more often. It's kind of in the rooms prior, you kind of have enough time to clear out a spawn and switch over before you to another spawn. And in that room, you kind of have to half it up, kill half of one, switch to half of one, and just keep doing that. So it's a little more rapid pace than any other room. So unless people have kind of noticed that and practiced that, it's a little hard to pick up with how fast everything's coming in that room. You just need to really just move. I honestly learned that room myself by like kind of making fun of how fast you have to move and then realized, oh, you actually do have to move that fast.
All right, I have let them know, given them their signal, and they should be starting game number 3 right now. And Xexzy, once again, if he wins, he will move on to the second round of the winner's bracket. But again, nobody being eliminated tonight. Loser goes to the bonus bracket, but that's where they'll be fighting for their tournament lives. Let's find out what happens as game number 3 is now underway.
So, will Aquas push it one more match or will Xexzy take it?
Again, right now, again, both of these really, really good players, as we all know. But for Aquas to come back, in my opinion, he either needs Troll Toy Man to not cooperate with Xexzy, or he needs a better tank trouble. One of those two things has to happen, in my opinion, for Aquas to bring this one back.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's more Xexy's, to lose, but not necessarily.
Right, another good start. 40 time for Xexzy, high 42, so a little more than a 2-second lead. So good start for both runners. Let's see what the opening drop is going to be as we begin collect power-ups. Look at this. First drop, the rich getting richer. As I like to say, RNG favors favorites. A foot for Aquas, and another foot. Oh, now he's getting the Sonic treatment.
Yep, you hate to see it. Xexzy now getting rockets will just make this room even faster. Are we going to see a sub 120?
Yeah, we're going to see our first sub 120. He's just got one more.
Yes.
Well, he's still going to get it. 118,
Yep.
a hot time for Xexzy.
So here we are again in the shrapnel room.
Yep, Aquas, he does get an orb, does Aquas, so that's going to mitigate the damage, but he's still going to find himself already 15 seconds back of Xexzy.
Yeah.
Got to keep that orb healthy.
Smart play with the nuke, though. You had 2 shrapnel on the screen, used it. It was the end. It definitely worked out. Even using the nuke there, you had 4 on the screen. The penalty is going to be less than what it's going to take you to clear out that screen at that time. And
precisely. He was playing the percentages there, but here's Rockets now for Aquas, but Rockets also coming Xexy's way, as this is the last shrapnel dude. 201 into total carnage. That's a really good time.
Yep, and as you saw Xexzy use that last piece of shield to hit the shrapnel, it does 2 things: damages the shrapnel and gives you about half a second added on, or half-second entry into the next room, so it doesn't space you out.
Aqua's now 20 seconds back. Still has the orb intact. A little bit of rockets left in that clip to start things off. Gets a spreader. Can he keep control of the middle? Yes. Xexzy also had a spreader. He's done a good job keeping control of the middle as well.
Yep. Xexzy just getting the drops you need to keep the room quick. Well, as soon as I say that, of course, he doesn't, but...
Well, that grenade, he was able to avoid it, though, because it was right in the middle. That's a very dicey spot, because you're usually going to be in that middle. But now he gets a razor shield, but so does Aquas. Can he get to it? Yes, he does. Look at this time of 3:01 into the bonus room for Xexzy. Very, very good.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, any 3 minutes is what you're shooting for, so if you're hovering right around that, you're on great pace.
Absolutely. Well, Aquas did a pretty good job at total carnage as well. In fact, he actually gained... No, it was even. He was 321, so he's still 20 seconds back. I thought for a moment he was going to gain a second on Xexzy. Neither one of them having a weapon going into tank trouble, and not a good start for Xexzy. Gets an invulnerability.
That can somewhat be useful just because you can ignore the gunners shooting at you. They're kind of not there at that point, but yeah, it's not what you want to see.
If Aquas can get an opening rocket drop, that would really be beneficial. He could use it right now. Again, he's down 2-0 in this best of 5 match. Instead, he gets a dude.
And if you watch Xexzy right now, he's doing what you need to do in this room. He's keeping it. He's doing half spawns, shooting, rotating. That's how you keep control of this room, with or without a shield.
Yeah, he's just, this has been his room all night, 40 watt, and he played that to
Look at
perfection.
this time.
Look
at this time.
4:14 into Mutoid Man. Sub 6 is in play.
Absolutely. This is even if he has a great Mutoid Man, his PB chances.
He does have a chance. Sub 90 he PBs. Let's see if he can get it.
Xexzy going in for the ball buster, one of the forefathers, and when I say forefathers, I mean there's literally forefathers behind figuring out that trick.
Aquas losing the orb there towards the end of the room, but the problem was he was not getting as many kills off in the room as Xexzy was, but that was, in my opinion, that was a better tank trouble there for Aquas, but he still needs help.
Yeah, and I mean, right now he does have help because they dried up the drops on him, and now they're giving him rockets, and rockets are damaged, but they're 1 HP.
Look at this opening drop for Aquas. That's exactly what he wanted to see. Here we go.
That is 2-player strats right there, and now the invulnerability.
Can he get to it? Yes.
Moving away, but hey, still great way to start this. 2 forms right there.
Yeah, that's a great start for Aquas. He's not going to be able to get to those rockets to take down the gunners.
He is officially ahead right now.
Yeah, he is. And now he gets a spreader, but that invulnerability is about to run out. But if he can get another invulnerability, I don't blame him for Aquas. If he kind of stayed back just in the hopes that maybe another invulnerability comes. It didn't come, but that was still a great move. But look at Xexzy.
Xexzy 2 spreaders in a row.
So this is very close. And now this is a long way. A glitch toy for Xexzy.
Aquas
gets it. Yes. This is a close match.
Wow.
Xexzy falls.
Wow.
This is a good one, folks.
Yeah,
this is going to come down to Final Four. Final Four for Aquas. Xexzy gets grenades. This is going to be close, folks. But a key for Aquas. Ooh, lobber for Xexzy. Final form should be coming soon.
Oh man, this is a tight one right here.
And now an invulnerability now!
Oh no.
And now another empty drop for
Oh
Aquas. The
no.
game is stealing it from him. There's a spreader. I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Who's gonna get this?
Oh, this is going to be so close. Oh, photo finish! Photo
Oh my
finish!
gosh.
Photo finish!
They both done at the
It
exact
looked,
same time
it
too.
looked like Aquas. Oh, this is going to be a photo finish. We're going to have to look into this one. On our screen, it's Aquas by a sixth of a second. We have another photo finish on our hands between Aquas and Xexzy.
Alrighty. I'll do what I do. So yeah, I guess this is an important one because either Xexy won this one or we're going on to game 4.
My goodness. And that was even closer than the first match that we did, 40 Watt. The very first game that we called today, this was even closer. Wow. Twice we've had to do a frame count on our matches today, 40 Watt. What are the odds of that?
Yep, putting me to work. I'm gonna start digging through this video, see if I can grab it and download it real quick. Give me a moment, and I'll be right back.
I must say, please make sure you're giving all of our runners a follow, including 40 Watt Range. We've been putting him to work in the booth tonight already twice with these insane close finishes. This is just unbelievable stuff that we have seen here tonight between both of our runners. We are getting a frame count. It is going to take a little bit, so please be patient. Oh my goodness gracious. We have seen some fireworks tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, this is only the first night of the tournament. Imagine what we're going to see later on in this tournament. I mean, you guys have not seen anything yet. We have seen some fire. We have seen Mutoid Man be Mutoid Man. We have seen some insane gameplay from both of our runners. We've already seen a sub 550. We've seen everything but the kitchen sink here in this tournament so far, and we've already seen 2 photo finishes. And folks, even if this doesn't go to a 4th game, we still have another match left in the tank. Because coming up after this one, Retrophile TV is taking on Telio 1 for our final match of the evening. My goodness gracious. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I'm on the edge of my seat as we await the verdict from 40 Watt as he is reviewing both of the runs right now of Aquas and Xexzy. Right, I'll tell you what, though, Mutoid Man did everything that he could to steal this one away from Aquas, because Aquas was right there on the final form, but he got back to back to back empty drops to put Xexzy back in that race. Was the triple empty drop enough to stop Aquas from swimming into a 4th game, or did Aquas have enough of a cushion to win and force that 4th game against Xexzy? Boy, I'm on the edge of my seat. No question about it. All right, it looks like we do have a prediction started in this channel. For those of you who are trying to win some valuable channel points here at GG Speedruns, let's find out what that question is. Will there be a 4th game? That is the question. It's going to be a quick prediction because it's hard to say if 40 Watt is close to being ready or not. So you don't have much time to make this choice.
All right, get those guesses in. I'm done.
All right. Once the prediction is over with, 40 watt, you can announce the verdict at that point. We can award channel points.
Awesome. Let me pull this up so I can keep eyes on that as well.
A lot of people are saying yes by about a 6-1 margin, or 5-1 margin, excuse me. And that's it. Predictions are closed. So with that, 40 watt range, what is the verdict?
The verdict is Aquas by a third of a second.
Unbelievable stuff here. It is Aquas pulling it off by roughly 20 frames. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to a fourth. I will let them know.
And that's why I think Smash TV is the funnest race to watch, bar none. You go in with swings during just rooms alone, let alone the entire run. And then you got to get down to moments like this. We used to say that a second wouldn't matter, and I don't think we can really keep saying that anymore.
Yeah, we've had two races be half a second, a third of a second and a quarter. Just absolutely good stuff. I'm going to get them ready.
Awesome. I love it. I love how close these are. I love the effort these people are putting in. Like I said, Xexzy has knowledge of this game. Aquas has knowledge of many games. It shows that, you definitely can still stack up on this. I love it how many newcomers are coming out fully swinging. I mean, Oopla today posted the 16th sub 6, did it in under a week from first submission to that. Insane.
I'm telling you, the French connection, he's going to be somebody to look out for. Oopla is going to make a lot of noise in this tournament. Who knows? He very well might come out as the rookie of the year, but hard to say it. We do have a little bit of a delay in the starts, but again, we'll get that taken care of if worst comes to worst. Game number 4 here between Xexzy and Aquas. We're going to try and get them synced up here.
All right, we're getting that sync going on now. Both of them with razor shields.
All right, here we go. So, yep, they both have their razor shield vulnerability for Aquas. Smart bomb for Xexzy. Will he utilize it? Was that the right timing? It was. He does it again.
Yeah, I think he actually hit it a little early, but they kept spawning, and his razor shield hit them all at the exact same time.
And he gets a 39.5, a high 42 for Aquas, so about a 3 1/3 second lead for Xexzy going into collect power-ups. And you might be saying, well, 3 seconds ain't that bad. Go back to that last race, folks.
Yeah, that was a third of a second.
Vulnerability, back-to-back vulnerabilities, a foot for Aquas, nothing to write home about for either runner. But here's the first door, belongs to Aquas.
Absolutely, and as long as you can hold it, you get that advantage. You start climbing away immediately. It's an immediate advantage.
There's a foot drop for Aquas. Razor shield for Xexzy late in the room. He's probably going to ignore it, I would imagine, because that will cost him time at the end of the room. It is going to be Xexzy first. The drops were better even without the orb, 124. But Aquas not that far behind with a 129, about 4.5 seconds.
Yep, and here we are in Eat My Shrapnel, where, again, 18 shrapnel have to be destroyed in addition to the foot soldiers. Normally, each room is just foot soldiers. This one adds the addition of shrapnel quota.
Absolutely here. So you got grenades. Aqua's going to pick it up, probably just to buy a better drop. But a razor shield for Xexzy, that should help him.
He also picked up that orb, too.
Yep, so that's going to pretty much equalize things, provided that both of these runners keep that orb healthy. And I mean, Xexy's done a really good job keeping that orb healthy this entire match. 2:08 going into that room. Aquas, that might be the last one. It is the last one. 2:14, 6-second lead for Xexzy. Total carnage coming up. Let's see what kind of weapon drops we get. Vulnerability, nothing to write home about. A foot, nothing to write home about.
Yep, Total Carnage is the first room in this run where the game starts to sort of give it to you. It's kind of an odd room because with how fast things come out in Tank Trouble and how slow things come out before this, it's a weird, even pace that, personally, it trips me up.
Both runners getting rockets. Xexzy just used the last of his clip. Now he's going to follow that up with the spreader. A razor shield, however, for Aquas. Great drop for him.
Yeah, the Razor Shield is always comforting to have. If you want to, you can play it aggressive. It's one of my favorite weapons.
Another rocket drop. Aquas, can he get to it? Keeps the orb intact. Xexy not really getting any other weapons, but he's still going to be first out of Total Carnage at 3:05. Good time into the bonus room. Aqua's doing a pretty good job. He's getting close. That's the end of the room. Great finish. 3:13. He's just 8 seconds back. I'd say it's time for a little, Taco Bell. Taco
Taco
Bell.
Bell,
Product
product
placement
placement
with
with
Taco
Taco
Bell.
Bell.
Ugh.
Ugh. And for those of you that's wondering what the hell's going on, that's for us to know and for y'all to find out.
All right, opening drop's going to be important. Rockets for Xexy, a great opening drop for him. But he loses the orb. Got a little bit aggressive, but he does take down both of the gunners. A spreader for Aquas. He had a little bit of rocket left in that clip and was able to take down the gunners. So very good for Aquas. Good start. And he gets a Razor Shield.
Yeah, I mean this is the dream start right here. You get some rockets now and you're sitting pretty.
All right, if he can keep control of that middle, as Xexy's lost his orb, but gets it right back. If this continues, and more rockets now for Aquas, and more Vitamin R for Aquas. He's having the dream tank trouble room right now. He is killing it at the moment. Xexy holding his own, but if this keeps up, we may have a lead change going into Mutoid Man.
Oh,
And
we
in
do.
fact, we are going to have a lead change. It is Aquas first with a 423. Sub 6 is in play for Aquas.
Yeah, you have one of those god mutoid mans, and it is possible.
Xexy not that far behind. We got ourselves another good finish on our hands. What's the first drop going to be for Aquas? It's grenades, but it's a spreader for Xexy.
Oh man,
Let me get to it as well. Wow, good start.
Perfect. If that swirl just smashes into, another spreader on the other side. Perfect death too. Oh, a little too late.
It's too late. A little too late. That would have been so optimal.
Yeah,
right there.
I thought he was getting it.
But Aqua's getting an invulnerability, so he's getting trolled by Trolltoid Man. First arm pops off for Xexy, so he's got the lead. Lobbers, consistent damage. Aim for the bullseye if you can. Arm pops out for Aquas, but he got to spreader. Can he get to it? That's a long ways to go. He gets it, yes.
Mutoid Man almost got that little side clip. Oh, notice how Aquas went through Mutoid Man.
That was beautifully done.
A little fun note, though. You do not get damage when you're inside Mutoid.
Oh, I know. They both pop off the second arm. This is neck and neck, folks. Just like game number 3, they're neck and neck.
Xexy with the manual going hard, popping the chest.
That was a really good manual, though, even though he got run over. He did get substantial damage to take the lead back. Back and forth, these two go. My goodness, 40 watt.
Yeah, Aquas has the lobber, slight advantage, pop in the chest, but lobber's on Xexy's side
and
now. Double
more
lobbers.
Lobbers. Yep, more lobbers waiting for him. Aquas could use another spreader to get this back, but there's a key for Xexy, but he has plenty in the tank.
Yeah, Aquas
lead.
Aqua's playing aggressive with the drops. I think he's trying to push another spreader.
Oh, absolutely, but instead he's getting grenades. Penultimate form for both, but it's still a lead for Xexy.
Oh.
And another spreader at the perfect point!
Yep, this is when you want it. This is when it means the most.
He's in good shape. Final form, transfer damage is in play. Xexy, I think, is going to take this one.
Yeah, there's no way, unless he gets sniped
That's
right
it. That is it. Xexy gonna win game number 4 and advance 3-1. The drop's just favoring him. I mean, Aquas had the best tank trouble he's had all night, but unfortunately, Mutoid Man doesn't cooperate.
Yeah, I mean, Aquas was not only on sub 6 possible pace, but definitely PB pace. All he needed was a cooperative Mutoid Man. But definitely, I see GG's already flying. GG's to both of these. They put on a race.
Absolutely, and this might be a sub 7 for. It is going to be a sub 7 for Aquas. Very respectable. He finishes 23 seconds back of Xexy. I mean, he played very, very well, but the drops just favoring Xexy. And as I like to say a lot, RNG favors the favorites, and they certainly favored Xexy there. But give it up for both of them. Very competitive match between these two, and I knew it wasn't going to be a sweep. I knew it wasn't.
Yeah, good on Aquas for pushing that. That's what I love to see. You're going down to the second chance, but hey, at least you threw a punch and you landed one. So I believe we have how many more next? Just one more? I think we have one more coming up.
Just one more, yes. This is going to be the last one coming up.
Yep, I believe. Who is this today? Is it Retrofile and Telio 1?
Oh, definitely another good match. Let's take a look at what these guys have got before we go to our final break.
Yeah, Telio won, just putting in another sub 6, possibly today or yesterday.
I'm showing a yesterday he had a 554. What about
Yep.
Retrofile?
Retrophile's brand new to the game.
Yeah, he currently has a 756, which he put up 4 days ago. So on paper, this looks like Telio might run away with this one, but anything can happen in Smash TV. In fact, who knows? Maybe Retrofile gets a P. I want to see this. I want to see somebody get a PB during a race.
Yeah, to opening night as well.